Hi there, bestie.
Grab your favorite vice and come hang out with us as we explore the strange, the unconfirmed, or maybe plain untrue.
Whether you're gardening, having a nightcap, or even just a cuppa, it's time to put on your tinfoil hats and connect the red string to that theory board.
I'm Mose.
And I'm Eni, and this week we're starting a podcast. Hi.
Hello, how are
How
you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm stoked. I'm excited to be here. We're sitting down doing the thing.
I'm so excited that we are finally here. Hi, I'm Eni. My pronouns are they, them. And this is my co-host, Mo.
Hello, that's me. I'm Mose. Right, I'm Mose. I'm really excited for us to just jump into things, get to chit chat, and spend a little time getting elevated.
I am a human that was born in Miami, Florida. Yes. Very Hispanic upbringing. My mother's family is Cuban Spaniard, my father's family is Colombian. I grew up primarily in a very Miami bubble of not really understanding the fact that I lived in the United States because Miami is not the rest of the United States. Um, I have very limited knowledge on like the Americana like cryptids and like conspiracy theories that are very Americanized. I know a lot of Hispanic things and a lot of Latin conspiracy theories and things like that. So Mose and I kind of just decided, you know what we like to do? We like to get elevated and just like talk about how crazy some conspiracy theories are and like what do you think about this and what do you think about that, and then we were just like the people need to know, the people
Yeah,
need to hear our conversations about this. Be
agreed.
great.
I love our conversations. And like every time we're having those conversations, we love to get into a what if, right? Well, what if? And suspend reality. What if this was true? Let's jump down the rabbit hole. I think other people like when we talk about that. Like everybody's already
Absolutely.
interested.
I know we both are, neurospicy, so like we hyperfixate on things
Yes.
and our conversations will 100% get derailed. Like I can't guarantee that the topic that we're going to start is going to be the topic that we're going to end with. But we're just honestly here to have a good time and, just chill and
Think of this
talk
as
about some
our
crazy things.
Yeah, think of this as like our weekly catch up or hangout. Sit in on, hang out with us. Use us as a body double. I love to listen to a podcast and clean. That's I can't like do. We already mentioned very neurospicy. I can't do actual activities without like something else. So I love putting on
Yeah.
a podcast. I love listening to a podcast while I'm cleaning or doing the dishes.
I don't understand how you can't listen to audiobooks.
How can I pay attention?
I don't understand. You listen to podcasts and not audiobooks.
To sit down and like imagine what's happening. I want
Okay.
to like immerse myself in the story. Like a podcast, I'm just like I'm listening to people talk. Like if they were sitting at the kitchen table and I'm cleaning up, I'm
Our
like
brains are
listening
very
in. I'm
different.
like, oh, we have very different brains. We're both neurospicy, but in very different
We have
ways.
very different brains because I definitely like even podcasts, like for instance, the McElroy brothers are a podcast that you and
Yes.
I have bonded over. We listen to the Adventure Zone. We listen to my brother and me.
Yep.
Like even my brother and me, like I won't touch Taz because Taz is obviously like a story. So it's
Yes.
the same kind of thing where you have to imagine the world and the characters. But even my brother and me, like when I'm listening to them, I am legitimately imagining Griffin, Travis, and like in my brain, that's what's happening. Like I'm playing out them sitting and talking to each other and like whatever scene and like if it was a video podcast.
See, I think of it as like I'm on like a phone call with everyone. Like we're just like hanging out. I've got my headphones in, like kind of like when we all hang out. Like
Yeah,
I'm not even normally looking at you guys when we're like on we've got a little group
on
chat of
FaceTime.
friends and
Yeah.
we're on FaceTime or whatever. I I mean my camera's always like at my ceiling. Y'all aren't even seeing me. I'm like playing a game or cleaning or doing whatever body doubling thing I'm doing. Um See, that's how I handle podcasts. I think of it as like I'm gonna set my phone down, I'm gonna have my headphones in, and we're just like chit chatting. And a lot of the time, it's like that's even kind of how our FaceTime calls are. Like, well, it's one of two things. It's either you and I are chit chatting, and other people are hanging out and body doubling,
Yeah,
or two other people are chit chatting, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna get my stuff
there.
done. I'm gonna
Yeah,
listen
like
to you guys. You guys are my podcast
absolutely.
currently.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we're hoping to be that for you, and you
Yeah,
can listen to our ridiculousness. So Mose and I have been friends for 8
I think
what year is it?
8 years.
8 years
It's
now? Was
2026. Is that right?
was it 2018?
I think it's 2018 or 2019. I think we met in 2018, but I don't think we met in real life, which we'll get into that part of the story until 2019. I think.
Yes. So, do you want to tell the people how we're friends? Do you want me to start the story?
Yeah, so well, first and foremost, I don't live in Miami. So as you can imagine, we're long distance best friends.
We are.
I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. It's the heart of the Midwest, where I very much grew up with all the cryptids, all the lore, all the, what is bump in the night in the US, a lot of that, like Appalachia and like I don't know, it's kind of like creepy crawly. We've got the cornfields, we've got the mazes, we've got all this stuff here. So I grew up loving it. Much like storytelling, like bonfire, scary, like, oh my God, have we heard this story? We heard this thing. The podcast isn't really gonna be conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat. We're gonna talk about the government. This is gonna
Oh
be
yes, no, no, no.
fun,
This is a
easygoing conspiracy theories.
we are both um queer, narrow, spicy, female assigned at birth humans. So if you don't know where our political standings lean by this point, I don't know how to help you.
Yes.
We won't try to be focusing on politics, specifically like political conspiracy theories.
Yep.
This is definitely supposed to be a lot more spoopy, fun, like maybe I'll go into I'll do an entire dissertation on all of the Taylor Swift
Yes, please.
lore that you don't know. Like it's just gonna be us with our tinfoil hats and the Illuminati and Bigfoot and you know
Yeah.
is is our or actually no, that would be politics. Never mind. Um
I was
but
gonna
yeah,
say
I so
we're doing this audio and video. If you are watching, you already knew all of those things by looking at us.
oh, absolutely with my rainbow mullet. Um I yeah, so I like I said, I grew up Miami, I born and raised Miami, Florida. I lived in South Florida my entire life. And I did not realize like how much of a bubble I lived in until I started making friends online. And despite an entire adolescence of my parents saying that strangers on the internet were going to like murder me, I joined a Discord for a very nerdy YouTube channel that I watch, the Super Carlin Brothers. And they had basically a Discord channel for all of their fans through their Patreon. And I joined it because I hyper fixated on their videos and I was like, these are my people. Like, these are the people that like understand how nerdy I am. And that's where I met Mose the first time.
Yep.
And we kind of we actually uh besides SCB, we also joined the Bacon and Eggs Discord where like actually it was a much smaller server, so it was a lot easier to kind of have like one-on-one conversations with people and interact with people. And we both ended up being mods for that channel. Like the hosts of that show are now like our best friends. Ethan was literally in my wedding. Like you came down to Miami for my wedding.
Yep.
So it's kind of crazy because every time I tell, "Oh, yeah, I met them on the internet," like, everyone kinda, like, looks at me
Yep,
weird, and, like, yeah, I was definitely, like, it was kinda weird the first time we actually met in person.
I agree.
Because I 100% was driving up to Orlando where there was actually an SCB meetup and they were having an event, so a bunch of people were coming into town. It's where I met most of my friends for the first time. This was 29 no, 2018. It
I
was
think it
December of
was,
2018.
yeah, it was the end of the year. Yeah.
It was the end of the year in 2018. So we had really only met, I think, like less than a year before that, like online. So here I am. I'm like, great, it's Orlando. I can drive. I don't have to get a flight, whatever. Drive to Orlando. And about halfway up, I'm having like a full-on panic attack. Like, what if I'm about to be murdered? Like, or what if like all these people actually are terrible people
That
and
was a big
I
fear I
didn't
had.
know that? And yeah, it turns out that was the opposite.
Now, you picked me up from the airport, actually, when
Yes,
I landed in Orlando. We listened to Ed Sheeran all the way to the hotel, and it was awesome.
it was fantastic.
Right,
And we've been friends ever since.
I mean, we obviously like clicked right away on Discord, but like that's such a hard transition from like being kind of like an online chatting friend to even like the transition from like, yeah, we like talk on Discord to we're privately messaging. And like I'm just talking
Yeah,
to you
like,
one
"Oh,
on
like,
one.
this is my phone number,
Yeah.
like, let's" yeah,
Like that was like a big jump, but
yeah.
meeting in person was a huge jump. Of course, like we were both well into adulthood, right, when that
Yes, of
happened. But
course.
even me being like a full fledged adult, like I didn't even live. I don't even live with my parents at that time, right? But my parents were still like, "You are crazy. You
Oh,
cannot
well
fly to
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Florida."
no, 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 like, my now husband, at the time boyfriend, was like, "Are you insane?"
Yeah,
Like, he was trying to stop me, and I'm like, "It's gonna be fine, like, it's a bunch of girls, like, and, like, I'm meeting up with the guys, like, I'll have my own car, it's not like I'm gonna
yeah,
be stuck anywhere," and, like and he was very, 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 very against it, and my mom the same way. I mean, I'm 35 years old, and my mother is still, like, very overprotective of me, but yeah, it was a big deal, and it's crazy because, like, I met a lot of people on Discord, like from Discord in person on that meet. And even with Tyler and Ethan, there was like awkwardness and kind
yeah,
of like weirdness. But with you and like with Rachel, it was like we had been friends
immediate.
our entire lives. And it was the same thing with Becca. Like the first time I met Becca in real life. It was just like this thing where we instantly clicked. Like it didn't matter that we had been basically texting in a group chat, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
basically what
basically what
Discord
it was.
is. That we had been texting in a group chat for like 10, maybe 11 months. It felt like we had been friends our entire lives. It was like the
Yeah.
craziest thing.
It was so easy, like, and not it wasn't easy meeting everyone else, not because of anything any of them
Oh,
did,
I'm
right? It's
socially
just like
awkward.
I'm
Like
just
it's
very,
always
yeah.
hard. Yeah,
Like
it's always hard for me to meet new
it was hard
people.
for me to get on the plane and just like make it there. But
Yeah.
we both had that conversation before going to the event. It's like I'm like nervous. I came a day early,
Yeah.
right? And we stayed in a hotel. I was like, all right, I'm gonna meet you. This is gonna be my entry
No,
point. I had met a
and you
couple
and I
of them
even
before
had the
then.
conversation about like, "Hey, like, just let me know if it gets to be too
Yeah,
much. Like, we'll dip."
we'll dip.
Like when we went out to I think the karaoke that the night
Yeah,
before the event.
that
That
was
and
rough.
that was the first thing that you and I talked about. We're like, "Hey, if you feel like we need to go, like, we'll go. Like, no,
Yeah,
like no drama, no nothing." So yeah, it was. Do we just we're just very similar,
yeah.
and
You
yeah, we
actually
just
put
clicked.
it so good the other day. I'm Clefable and you're Gengar. We have the same. We're the same but different. Like
Same, same, but different.
a different font,
Same,
but
same, but
we're
different.
but same but different. And like I don't know. I feel um like we've lived. Ooh, I'm hitting my mic. We've lived such different lives, but they just somehow like merged into the same spot, right? So we like have this like
Yes.
very distinct, like different upbringings, and we still got to the same place. Like,
We're still
this is
like,
where we were
yeah,
destined to be. This is where
like
it was gonna be.
somehow we're still super nerds who love
Yeah.
Pokemon and and,
If you're watching the
and
video
getting
version,
elevated.
that's everything is just Pokemon.
Oh, I'll have to do a tour of my wall
You will.
because you guys can't even see half of it. I
Yep.
have so many interests. So many interests. But yeah, it's crazy how different we were like brought up and
Yeah.
like our not even just heritage, just like our frame of reference of like
Yeah.
pop culture is almost completely different
It really
except
is.
for all of the nerdy things we like.
Yes. But we still have like very different there are like a couple of big things for each of us that the other doesn't share. So it's like going to be really fun to like mix those. Like,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
love Taylor Swift's music. I've never hyperfixated on Taylor Swift, so I don't know the lore, I don't know the
Can't
drama.
relate.
And when things are happening, I'm like listening to you. I'm like giving the tea.
Can't relate.
The latest
Can't
album, right, with
relate.
Showgirl and everything. You are giving me all the facts. Like,
Uh, I'll do it one of these episodes will definitely be a
yes.
dissertation of like I don't even think I can like we have to pick a subtopic of Taylor
Yeah,
Swift because
yeah.
I
I
can't
need
even
like
just say like Taylor Swift. Like
we need a
it needs to
12
be in like a few things.
episode like
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So, okay, so talking conspiracy theories, and it can be anything, 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 anything that you want. What was kind of like the first conspiracy theory or like, yeah, conspiracy theory that got you? Like, that, like, you were like, oh, maybe that is true.
there's definitely ones that I'm not thinking of from when I was young because we'll talk about it a lot as we go through like my early
I mean, Santa Claus.
childhood for it, like Santa Claus, right? Yeah.
Santa
um
Claus.
but my dad is big on conspiracy theories, not like again, the we landed on the moon, guys. We've physically landed on the moon. Not that kind
That's
of
what I'm
conspiracy
saying.
theory, but he loves like other, like Bigfoot and all of that stuff, right?
Mhm.
I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Mothman, big deal here. Mothman, big deal here. So we used to that's kind of how parents scared kids out of to stay out of the cornfields. So when I was young, my house,
Cornfields.
well, you would hate where I grew up. So the house that I lived in as a kid, when you step outside, cornfield. It's just cornfield. It's road,
That's
cornfield,
terrifying.
and
White people
it's
are crazy.
white people would be crazy. And it's not just cornfield; it's cornfield, then just miles of woods. Right? So it's just trees and trees and trees. So you have to walk through the cornfield to get to the woods. When I was really young, right? Of course, I was way too scared to go into the woods, but um, Mothman, and I'm sure everyone's going to be familiar with this one because of the movies, Jeepers Creepers, was touted often to keep us out because they didn't want us to get ticks, is the actual answer. You just don't want to hang
Is
out
the
in
actual
cornfields because you don't
reason.
want to get ticks. Lyme disease is really rampant here.
I
It
mean, yeah,
scared
fair.
scared me to death. It scared
I'm
the
sure it
heck out
did.
of me. There's a lot of stories of Mothman where I'm at. So of like Mothman picking people up and flying away, and like being able to, like, oh, he has these giant eyes and he can like basically like infrared see you in the cornfield, right? So you stay out of it. I think that's like the first, like, oh my god, is that real? And then they did a Scooby Doo episode, and I was like,
Is
are
it
they? I was
real?
like, they weren't lying.
Yeah, so I think mine's kind of similar. Like mine was I mean, again, Miami, Hispanic, so mine was a chupacabra.
Yeah,
Like for everything, if your room's messy, the chupacabra can hide in your mess, and you need to make sure that this is done because if not, the chupacabra. For those that don't know, chupacabra in Spanish literally translates to goat sucker. And this was named that because it was supposedly like vampiric blood sucking like demon thing that only like that would attack the goats on the farms in like Puerto Rico and other Caribbean islands and Central America, South America. Very Hispanic coded like thing. And it was the same thing. Like it's crazy because like the initial sighting of the chupacabra was in 1995, right? That
That's
was like the
so
first
recent.
time. It's so recent. Um, I was born in 1991, so I'm 4 years old now. And literally my entire childhood, all I remember is being threatened and scared to go into my backyard at night when I lived in like nothing compared to what you're talking about opening a door and like I barely had a backyard, like very like condensed area. Like there would be no reason for a chupacabra to be in Miami if it existed.
Yeah, so I didn't know that it was such like a recent start of the story in 1995 because like
Yeah,
Mothman
yeah,
is
yeah.
like from the 60s.
Yeah, so as far as like all of the Americana like cryptids and like obviously I know what Bigfoot is.
Yeah,
Like I know I've
he's hanging out in Ohio right now.
I
Have you heard all these sightings? They've been popping up
have
like
actually.
crazy. I
I
can't not.
have.
If I open any kind of social media, it's like, you're in Ohio. Do you want to hear more about Bigfoot?
That's hilarious. Like I know the Loch Ness monster. Like I've heard of the Jersey Devil. I don't know
We're
anything about
we're
Jersey
gonna
Devil.
deep
Like,
dive into the Jersey Devil. That'll probably be next episode.
oh,
'Cause I
fantastic.
have a
I
whole
can't wait. I can't wait.
dissertation to teach you.
I'm so excited. Teach me all the things. And like so I know of them, but I didn't like I did not grow up, you know, learn like with those
Yeah.
tales and all of that lore. Like I didn't grow up with any of that. So I'm excited to kind of like get to that and
Yeah,
learn more about that.
I'm really excited to use like this as like dedicated time for me to hyperfixate on getting to tell you about mythical creatures and like cryptids
Yes,
and things like I'm so stoked. I've already started writing up a script for an episode about fairies. Whole episode about like the fae and fairies and like the good and bad of encountering them in a forest and all of the like little like conspiracy theories of like how you can find fae portals and know that fae are in the area. Um,
incredible.
I'm so stoked for that because
And
that's
I'm
something that I
here.
got
I'm
really
here.
into.
Like I can't wait to tell you about how Avril Lavigne is a replaced person, like
That's one of
and
my
like that the
favorites.
birds aren't real.
Yes. Birds Aren't Real is such a big conspiracy theory that I didn't realize had so much actual traction. Like, I don't know if I
Yes.
know anyone personally who's like, I actually believe that, but they're like, I kind of fuck with that thought. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
mm?
And like I do wanna do the lunar landing like
Yes, 100%.
conspiracy. And we should do that one soon-ish
Yeah.
because Artemis. By the way,
Yes.
it's 420.
It's
Happy
420.
420, everyone.
Happy
Happy
420.
420 to those who celebrate.
Yes, yes, yes,
Enjoy.
yes.
I hope everybody's having a great 420. We definitely chose this day on purpose to
Yeah,
release
obviously.
this podcast. Our podcast is very stoner friendly. I will say the word stoner.
Yes.
Stoner friendly. Also, if you don't partake, you don't have to partake. If you
It's not a problem.
want to, have a cocktail, have a cocktail. If you don't even do anything, fantastic. Have
Yeah.
some water. Hydrate or dihydrate. But yeah, it's 420 and happy 420.
What is your elevation of choice today? Gotta
So I am actually drinking a pineapple tea,
delicious.
pineapple sweet tea from a Tampa-based edible baker.
Yeah. Shout them
Yeah.
out. That's
Um
delicious.
she ships, so maybe I'll drop her
Drop a link.
some free promo. But all of her things have been I've bought infused honey that I use, like, for my tea before I go to sleep. I've bought a couple of, like I've tried a couple of her, like, cookies and stuff, insane, and, like, everything tastes great. It doesn't like, a lot of like, you can't really get rid of the taste
Yeah.
100%, but she does a very good job at, making you forget that there's actual, herb in there.
That makes sense.
So what
I
about you? What are you sipping
I
on?
made a little THC cocktail. So I have like it's Cycling Frogs is the company that makes the like drink mix. It's like a margarita mix. I like to spice it up because I think it's flat. You're right, it's a seltzer, so it's like, yeah, all right. So yeah, I threw it into a little shaker with some cranberry and simple syrup and lime, and made myself a little cocktail.
That's awesome. I was a little upset today because I was designated driver. I went to a brunch for one of my friend's birthdays earlier today, and I was designated driver. So I only had one cocktail. I had an espresso martini with our brunch. And then after brunch, we went to a bar that was like across the walkway or whatever. And it is the first bar that I've been to down here that had THC drinks.
No, and you couldn't
And I was just like,
partake.
"No." I was like, "Okay, enjoy your drinks." And I told, my friends that I was with, I'm like, "We're coming back here because I'm
We will be
having
back.
that." It was like basically a watermelon sour patch
Ooh,
margarita,
that
right?
sounds
Like, that was the drink,
delicious.
and it had like, I think they even put the watermelon sour patches in it, like,
Yeah.
because whatever, like, as a garnish, but, I'm very sad that I have not been able to try it.
All right, I'll fly down and we'll go. Jeez.
Yes! That's all I wanted.
I love making a trip to Miami. Any excuse.
That's all I wanted, that's all I wanted.
Any excuse. It's been a while. When's the last time I was there? November?
Was mom's birthday last time
I
you came?
think so. I think so, right? I came before that
You
when
came the
Linton was out
week
of
the
town.
when Linton went out of town, when my husband was out of town, and then yeah, so it was mom's birthday.
And then,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So November. Yeah, it's been too long. It's
that's
like
feels
almost
like
6 months
forever.
already.
Yeah. No, need another trip.
You. No,
Gross.
we have to plan to go up to Virginia.
Yes, we do.
Like,
Yeah. We got to get
so
you
I'm
here.
so
We want
yeah,
to
I know.
do a cabin. Like, if you know Ohio, you know Hocking Hills. If not, just Google it. We want to do a Hocking Hills cabin trip. I
I
love Hocking
want
Hills.
so I saw like a meme or whatever on the internet the other day that was like, I'm not a party gay. I'm more of a couch gay, a homosexual, if you will.
Homosexual. I am a
And
couch
like
gay.
that
I
is
am not a
me.
club gay.
I'm not a club gay. Like I'm a couch gay. Like that's me. That's me. I 100% of the time, if you wanna cancel plans and just sit on my couch and doom scroll next to each other or watch a documentary or, I don't know, watch Dropout TV because we're not sponsored, but we love Dropout.
We love Dropout. I'll give Dropout
Um,
free promo any day,
all of the free
anytime.
promo, like, that is our vibe.
Yes.
That is us. We are very,
I have on more than one occasion flown to Miami with the only plans of being I am going to land, sit on your couch, and then I'm
so
gonna go
the
home.
first time you did that, it was a surprise to me.
Yay!
So, it was completely surprise, I was not prepared, it was not I do not like this. I mean, I loved it and,
I
like, it
know,
was
I know.
great, but surprises suck. Especially because, like,
You're such a planner.
I
If I told you I was coming, you would have
I'm
planned a
such a
hundred things.
planner. I'm such a planner, and, like, there's so much to do in Miami.
I know, but
Like,
I
there
just
is
wanted to sit on your
so
couch.
much to do in Miami that, like, I love showing people.
Yeah,
Like, I love showing people my city. I mean,
we
Tyler was
still
in Miami for a day, and, like,
you
we
did
went
too
to, like,
much.
8
Yes,
different places. Like,
too
don't get me
much.
wrong, I did not leave my couch for, like, 6 days after he left, but we did so many things. So the first time you came, I was super stressed out because I was like, "Oh, let's at least go do, like, an escape room, or let's go here, like, I want you to at least, like, let's whatever," and I think
We
we
did.
did an escape room, and we did something else, I don't even remember,
We did a bunch of
but most of the
stuff.
time yeah, like, we did a lot of stuff, but then when you came down for my mom's birthday, it was like, okay, we had, like, my mom's birthday, and then my mom's birthday was at my house.
Yes.
So we did basically like a sip and paint. I threw my mom a sip and paint, with all of, us and, like,
Yeah.
her friends and everything. It was great. It was fantastic. We had a great time. Um, and then we just never left my couch again
Yes. And it
until
was
I had to
awesome.
take you to the airport.
And it was awesome.
And it was fantastic. And, like, it was and it like, that's what another thing that I love about our friendship is, like, I didn't feel the need to have to,
Yeah.
like, host you.
Yeah. And
Does that make sense?
that's how I want it. And also, like, I just get along with everyone in your family and your friend group, so it's pretty easy. It's
It's
like,
because 'cause we're all just a bunch of
yeah,
nerds.
the first time I met everyone was obviously at your wedding. So, like,
Yeah.
that was different, right? Because we're like,
Yeah, that's
we all
different.
have
That's
like an
different because
event.
everybody
Yeah.
was drinking, everybody was at
Yeah.
least pretending to be extroverted,
But like
like, it was a whole thing.
that so easy though, because it's like we all hung out after your wedding, right? Like, like at least your core like
Yeah.
friend group. So it's like I already know all of you guys. I've seen you all drunk. We've all hung out. Like we're
All
fine.
drunk, some of you with, articles of clothing missing, like, it's fine, we're
A lot of
good.
you. But like so that just made it easy. And then from there on out, I was just like, oh yeah, I know everybody here. Everybody's fine. I'm just gonna hang out to whatever my social ability is.
And I'm definitely, like, the host.
Yes.
Like,
Hostess with the mostest.
I both love and hate hosting. Um, I do love hosting because it makes me happy to, like, be either in the middle or towards the end of, like, Thanksgiving or my mom's birthday or whatever, and just, like, watch everybody, like, just having a good time or whatever, like, that brings me, like, a lot of joy,
Yeah,
like, I also have, like, a great house for
you do.
hosting, so I understand why a lot of the events in my friend group happen at my house because I do have a great, like, space for hosting. Um, Obviously, as a planner and a neurospicy, like, it also gives me the most anxiety and, like like, it's one of those, like, I have to kind of take it with it, but yeah, I it's not that I don't love hosting, it's just it's also great to, like, just not have to
Not have to worry about it. Don't
not
have to
have to.
think about it. Yep.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. It's
it's the
great.
dichotomy. You're allowed to have both ends of the dichotomy there. But like I think that is the reason we click so easily though, is because neither of us like need that from each other or expect it. So
Yeah.
it's so easy. You are like I'd say this all the time to you, but it's like one of my I love all my friends. I have lots of very extroverted friends though. Like my friends at IRL here, they're club gays, right?
Oh,
You know what I mean? So like they're very extroverted, like going out and doing a lot of stuff, which I'm not. I love you, any of my friends in Ohio listening. When one of y'all cancel plans with me, I'm so happy. I love seeing my friends. I love going out. But anytime we have like going out plans and someone's like, I don't
yeah.
know, I'm just not feeling up to it. I'm like, great, have a good day. Like I'm
Okay.
gonna sit
Okay.
on my
This
couch.
bye.
Like, but like
Mas stretchy.
you just don't take any of my energy. Like hanging out with you does not expend energy
Yes,
for me.
yes. No,
And
no spoons, only
like there
cantrips.
are friends who I have to have energy to
Yeah.
see, and that's okay.
No, yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, even the group of girls that I went out with today for brunch, love all of them. They're like some of my favorite people to go out with. Like Christy, who has been my best friend for over 20 years, was there. Like great people. I have nothing but love for all of them. I was exhausted
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in.
Well, when
And
you
it's
were
just
like, I'm coming back, or I'm at brunch, I was like, we should maybe record another day. If I went to brunch,
nah,
I
no, no,
wasn't.
no, no.
If it were me, there's no way I could record after.
I get it.
My
I get
son
it. And
had
don't get me wrong. Like I sat on my couch when you're like, "What time were you thinking?" And I was like, No, 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 let's do this, let's do this. I was
Let's
too
get it
excited, I
done.
was too excited, I was too excited, and
Yeah,
like and again, like, it's not that I don't love them, it's not
of
that,
course, of course.
but, like, also, like, going out in Miami is just, like, a thing, right?
Dude,
Like, you going out,
it's
it's
so
already,
different.
like, driving in Miami is a thing, and then, like, parking and the amount of people, and it's brunch on a Sunday, and it's, like, a super, like, Instagram famous place, and, like, so it was a lot. It was
Yeah,
a lot, a lot, a lot, like, on top of there was, like, ten of us, like, and that's already, like, a lot of people, and, like and, yeah, I had to be like, you have to be on,
yeah.
like, you have to, and for those that don't understand what that means, it's, I envy you.
Yes.
Like, I
Yep.
envy you so hard. And it's not a matter of, like, being fake or anything, it's just, like my brain doesn't work the same as everyone else, like, I
Yeah.
have to make sure that I'm, like, being socially acceptable to other people.
I like to tell people it's like a video in a video game, right? Like not everybody's gonna know this game, but obviously for us, like in Date Everything, you have X amount of
Mhm.
hearts you can use a day, right? In a video
Yeah,
game, you'll have just like an energy bar, whatever it is. For
exactly, it's
some
exactly
people,
what it is.
social interaction doesn't cost energy, right? For me, social interaction does cost energy, but maybe things that cost energy for them, like it could be anything. Like, but for me, like working on a computer or like doing physical crafts, doing
Mhm.
Sudoku, whatever. For other people, they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that just takes so much energy. I don't want to have to like sit and think about that." I'm like, "Oh, see, that's how I regain energy. That's I'm in my head. I'm doing this. My energy bar is growing. It's
Exactly,
everybody's
exactly. And
different."
it's not even down to, like, a social thing because, like, I see this in my work all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we do a lot of data processing, a lot of analytics in the work that I do. And so, billions of Excels
Yep.
is what I stare at all day. And, I have a coworker who cannot stand, like, having to analyze and, like, clean up data
Yeah.
on an Excel sheet. And, like, that is something that to me is like a Zen garden.
Yep.
Like, literally organizing data and, like, doing something like that is something that resets my brain. I hate having to interact with the client,
Yep.
and she loves it. So she does all of the interaction and all of the
Exactly.
communication with the client. And it works out. So, like, she'll Teams message me like, "Hey, I have a Zen garden task. Do you mind?" And I'm like, "Cool. Can you do me a favor and email this person, and this person about this?" Like,
Same. It different things cost different amounts for me, and that's tough. I also work in a field where I don't face with clients ever. I'm in IT, so like well, you hide us away in a basement, and that's where we want to be. I'm actually
yeah.
my workplace. I work from home, but when I did used to work in an office, I wasn't in the basement. To be fair, that stereotype's kind of died out, but
It has.
they don't keep you in the basement anymore. Um,
We
okay, conspiracy theories.
conspiracy
So
theories.
so
So,
chupacabra was a big one for you when you were a kid. And
yes.
so definitely similar, right, with like Mothman and Jeepers Creepers being the scariest thing I could ever imagine. Um, I do want to say one thing that you brought up Santa Claus, which I think is so funny because me realizing that like parents lie and like these things are stories and are made up is around the Easter Bunny. So I am very allergic to rabbits, right? I think you've heard this story, but
Uh-huh.
for the pod,
Yes.
I'm very allergic to rabbits. And I when we found out that I was allergic to rabbits, I was very scared because again, I lived in front of a cornfield, like there's woods, a lot of rabbits were around, right? Like in the winter, you just see rabbit foots everywhere. Even at my current place, that's the case.
Mhm.
Um, so the first Easter after that, I think I was four or five, and I start realizing, oh my God, the idea of a man sized bunny rabbit dropping off candy to me is absolutely devastatingly terrifying, right? And like, I'm like, he's been doing this. and y'all have just put me in danger. You know, like I mean, I was a panicked kid. That's who I am. I have anxiety, but I was really, really worried about it, right? So I went to my parents. I'm like crying and I'm freaking out, and they're like doing the same thing, like, "Oh, he's visited you before. He knows, and he's just gonna like drop it off at the door," right? You know, we're trying to come up with stuff, and I wasn't having it. I didn't want him near our house. I wanted them to call him. It became this thing where my parents ended up just telling me, right? The Easter Bunny is like a character. He doesn't actually show up. Mom and dad do that, and that, like, you know, keeps this and that. However, they explained it didn't work, as it's never going to when a kid finds out that Santa Claus isn't real. I was, you know, upset and angry and they're liars and blah, blah, blah. But that's like the first one where I was like, y'all be making up stories. Y'all are making up stories. Why are you doing that? But my dad was like, that's when like I knew you had that brain for like any like kind of weird conspiracy theories and all of that stuff that he's really into. He loves like, I guess my dad isn't like a tinfoil conspiracy theory. He's more like loves lore about things. So
Mhm.
like, what's the real story behind this historical event or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
always big on those. He's like, yeah, I figured that out real quick. You were 5 and telling me how far away the Easter Bunny needed to stay from our
That's
home's perimeter. Like,
what conspiracy theory do, like, besides the moon landing, which we already covered, like, is there another conspiracy theory that you're like, nah?
oh, one that like people really believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe in lizard people. That's unfortunately common in my area. Um,
Like, actually?
yeah, people for real. I know someone personally who for real believes that there is an alien race of reptile-like beings that can shapeshift, and they believe that they shapeshift into human beings. And of course, there's like political stuff sort of behind that. Like they think a bunch of politicians, but both sides of the hat. This isn't like a one side or the other. And they believe that like they're slowly taking over, and like they start with like rich powerful people who will be able to control the United States, and that they will farm this planet for their alien race. And they believe there's all sorts of like, oh my god, this person could go on forever about the ways you can tell if someone's a lizard person. But it's like all sorts of people that they believe, a bunch of celebrities like Tom Cruise, a lot of people in Scientology and stuff.
I mean, I kind of get, you know, the
My,
Scientology people
the
being
joke I always
lizard
make
people,
is
but
just because they're slimy does not mean they're lizards.
so like people like actually believe this?
Yeah, people believe that this is the case, that they may have been like, and they'll like tell you on specific people when the lizard person took over. So like Britney Spears is a big one where they believe that 2008 Britney was lizard person Britney, you know, after that. Um,
Wow.
and they believe that there's like a
I've never
whole
heard of that
connected
before.
tunnel. Okay, we'll do a whole episode. I would never have this person on the podcast because they're not like a friend. This is someone that I knew through a job. Um, but I remember a lot of what they said. I'd be able to Google it, come up with a synopsis for you.
That's
You know what would
I've
be so
literally never heard of.
fun?
I'm sorry, but I live in Florida. How is like the
Yeah,
lizard
how is that not
person
a thing for you
conspiracy
guys?
not a thing down here?
That's crazy to me.
Again,
Do you guys have
I say
sewers? Like a
Florida.
big sewer
I
system?
say I say Florida.
You're not the same.
Miami's very different.
Yeah,
It's a very
yeah,
like isolated bubble. I mean, it's starting not to be, but like growing up, it was a very isolated, you know, like not isolated, but like it's
yeah.
a
It's
cultural
it's
bubble
yeah. There's Florida,
that
which
is
is
not.
the U.S.
Yeah,
South, and then there's Miami, which is not the U.S. South.
exactly, exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised if people north of me know about
Yes,
lizard people. I've never heard of this whole lizard people
I would say
thing.
people in Tallahassee believe in lizard people. That one's definitely one where I'm like, we're getting really like kind of into dangerous territory because they'll think like regular people are lizard people. Like Judy in accounting is a lizard person. Um, and it's almost like that disease that like 2 people in the world have had or whatever, where like you believe that your friends and family are all imposters of your friends and family, like after a traumatic brain injury. where like
Mm,
you see them and hear them and they look and sound like the person, but in your heart of hearts, you know that that's not them.
yeah.
Obviously, it is, but like it's a disconnect in some sort of
I
neural
feel like that
path,
was on an
right?
episode of House.
Yeah, for sure was, and like that's a
M
phenomena that has
Me who have
happened.
watched every medical
Every
drama
one of them.
known to man, except for MASH, apparently. I've never watched a single episode of
Mash is
MASH,
pretty good.
which it was just before my time,
That's
and,
fair.
like, I never,
That's fair.
whatever. But I watched everything from ER forward,
What
no
like
matter how bad it is.
that's the like thought process I think of it in though. It's like
Yeah,
some kind of neural path isn't hitting is not firing, and you have decided that that means they are lizard people. They have whole things though about like the way that they blink and all sorts of stuff. Um,
yeah.
like cuckoo
That's
bananas.
crazy. That's kind of that I did not know that was a thing. I need to learn more about that. That's crazy. Yeah, no. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel
Next
about that one.
next episode you jump on and you're like, so Brittany is a lizard person.
Surprise!
Surprise! I actually
I
believe
come
in lizard
no
people.
more rainbow hair, just tinfoil hat the entire episode.
Yes, perfection.
Uh, so for me, I think the one that I'm just like I don't care how much you try to convince me, like, it's gonna be the birds. The birds
Yeah,
are
birds.
real, guys.
Birds
Birds
are
are
real.
real. And I know people who, like, really, really believe that they are not.
Yeah,
And I just,
birds are real.
that's a little much. It's a little much for me. That's a little much
Yes.
for me. I mean, aliens in Area 51? Maybe. I can get behind
Mhm.
that. I can definitely get behind that. You know, a map on the back of the Declaration of Independence? 100% I can get behind that.
I love ones that are meaningless, right? It's like,
Yeah,
is that
like, who
real?
cares?
No, but I'm down for it. Let's go.
I'm 100% down for
I'm
it. Like,
down.
let's go on let's go on an adventure. Yeah, no, I can get behind aliens. I cannot
Definitely.
get behind faking the moon landing,
No,
guys. Like,
stop.
I was actually having this conversation at brunch today. I trust Neil deGrasse Tyson
Yeah,
with my life, and I
yeah.
understand that there's also a conspiracy theory that he's a plant. Um,
Sorry, what?
yeah, apparently there's
Okay.
a conspiracy theory that he's a political plant and
Oh,
is just
okay.
spreading no, not a
I was like,
plant.
he's a plant
Not
person.
not
Okay.
a
Okay.
political plant.
I just left the conversation of lizard people. I was like, well, now I'm learning that people think
I
people
was
are
like,
plants, like
how
plant
are you not inside my
sims.
brain right now?
Political plant. Got it.
A political plant spreading disinformation.
Oh, right. Yes, with his
Obviously, with
newfangled
his,
science and
with his science. Anyway, I trust that man with my life.
yeah, 100%.
And if he tells me we landed on the moon, we landed on the moon.
Yeah,
Like, that's it. Sorry
yeah.
about it. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
No, we landed on the moon. I'm just like I'm not. That's one that I'm not even willing to argue with people about. Like sometimes I'll sit and have fun. I'll debate. That's not one. Like if you believe, I'm
I
sorry. I'll alienate the one human being who heard conspiracy theory in this title and joined. We landed on the moon.
yeah.
Goodbye.
I listen,
Oh, and the Earth is round.
the so I'm at the barber shop, right? I go to the barber with my husband to, get a little razzle dazzles on my hair. And this is a hmm, Caribbean forward.
Hmm.
uh very there's lots of Jamaicans, lots of Trinidadians, Trinis, and like a couple of Hispanics. It's a very black owned business. Like, we
Yeah.
support black owned businesses in this house. I have been getting my hair cut with my husband's barber, for like 4 years
Yeah.
now, and he's been getting his hair cut with him for a million, like, for forever. We love him. However, the guy who sits next to him is a flat earther. We did not land
Uh,
on the moon, and was like they were having the yelliest, like the loudest yelling like discussion about it while cutting my hair, and I'm just sitting there like I already have social anxiety. I'm not
yes.
about to be this queer, in Miami white person, like in the middle of this predominantly black barbershop at my 5'1" while I'm screaming at these like at these guys about how are you telling me that the earth is flat and we did not land on the moon? Like, not my place. So I'm here trying to get my hair cut and they're
Right.
just like screaming, not like angrily. I say screaming.
It's a
Caribbean
barbershop.
people.
It's loud. They're gonna be loud.
Caribbean people. I am not just saying black people. I am saying Caribbean, Hispanic Caribbean, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican,
Yeah.
like Caribbean people. We're loud and passionate, and we the more we discuss, the louder we get. And it is not from a place of anger. It is not from a place of anything. It's just we're passionate and we get
Yeah.
loud. Like, it is what it is. So I'm in the middle of a barbershop and these people are screaming at each other. And I'm like this, right? In the barber chair, in the chair, with my head all cocked for those that are not watching this, like my head like to the side, and I'm staring at my husband who is sitting across from me waiting to get his haircut. And we're just like wide-eyed, like, what do we do?
What do I do right now? Oh, that's so
And then it
awkward.
was over. And then it was over. And then they
Yeah,
were talking about like, I don't know, whatever baseball game was on. Like
sure.
it was just like, and they're cool. And I'm just like, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, like
We
those are ones that I'm not willing to argue with people on because, like, you are committed to your view on this.
there's yeah,
I
like
would talk.
there's no
No,
convincing either side,
no. Like,
right?
you're not going to convince me. There's literally no evidence you could produce for me, you random human being, right?
Yeah.
If a bunch of scientists got on TV and said, hey, this is breaking news, real evidence here, then of course I would listen, right? I'm not crazy, but I'm not going to listen to the guy at the barbershop tell me that the earth is flat.
So
Like,
to be fair, he is an older gentleman
sure,
who does not understand how the internet works,
right.
right? So, like, his biggest argument was, well, how are we seeing them? There's no internet in space. Like, he doesn't
He's not,
understand,
yeah, not grasping that
so like,
concept.
I don't want to, like, I'm not shaming this man. Like, it was just the whole thing was
Yeah,
just the argument back and forth, right? So I I can understand and empathize
sure.
why he does not believe that space travel is real, that we've gone to the moon, because he does not understand technology, and he doesn't understand the science behind it,
Right.
which is perfectly okay. It I'm sure a lot of people out there are the same, that they just don't understand science and don't understand technology. However,
Leave it to
we
the
need to stop
experts.
having the argument, because you're not convincing the people who think that we faked it, and you're not going to convince the people who think that we didn't.
Yep.
Just stop having the argument. Keep it to
Yeah.
yourself.
I would rather argue if Avril Lavigne is actually Avril Lavigne or Melissa, whatever her last name is.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Well,
I don't know.
that's one where I'm like,
Sometimes I'm
all right,
like, that's so stupid. Like, how? And then like, there's some like watched some video essays on like TikTok
love
or
a video
YouTube
essay.
or whatever, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
you can
mm,
maybe you're convincing me.
no.
Maybe you're convincing me. The other one I don't know if you've heard this one, the Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Ooh, that they replace.
That they
Yes.
basically, like, when they pick up pizza, whatever's left over, like, they'll put to make, like, the next pizza. I don't know.
You're like,
I don't
now, do
know.
I understand and accept their response? Yeah, probably. But I kind of like the idea of thinking like, nah, you're shady.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're shady.
know. I
I
don't
had
know.
my son's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese this past year. I'm probably gonna do it again this year.
Talk about
They
overstimulation.
do. Shout out for anyone with autistic kids. My son is autistic, and Chuck E. Cheese does a before they open morning low sensory party. Like, and it doesn't cost any extra to do it that way. You just have to, be able to
You
book
have to
it.
book it. Yeah.
But it costs the same as like a regular private party invite. So they'll allow like two or three families. It's not just you, but it's all
I was gonna
families.
say, like, is it kind of like so like for those who have never been to a Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah.
um, what?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Also, um, very kids table, like there's tables for you to be able to sit with, like, if you're just taking your kids to Chuck E. Cheese,
Mhm.
right? Like there's a couple booths, there's whatever, but the majority of the tables are these like long, they look like cafeteria tables,
Yeah.
and like each one is usually a birthday party.
Yes.
And Chuck E. Cheese on average probably has like 100 parties, at least in Miami,
Yeah.
a
Same.
100 kids parties on a Saturday,
Yep.
on a Sunday, like even on a Friday, like for us crazy Miami people who keep their 5-year-old kids out until 3 in the morning. Um it so the fact that they do that is incredible. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Yeah. I don't know if they do it everywhere, right? But at least
Yeah.
a few of them by us because we were shopping around to try to get a date that worked for us. But yeah, it'll be like a couple of families and the whole place is low sensory. So all the machine sounds are like turned really low and they don't turn on all the lights and like it's much calmer. There's only a couple of families. It's like on Saturday and Sunday they open at noon. So these parties
So
start at
so
10.
so the lights isn't even what it is for me. It's all of the noises from
Yeah.
all of the
And
games.
and like the
Like
noises, like
that's
you can kind of hear it when you're up close to the machine,
yeah.
but in general, there's like no sound,
Yeah,
which is really
that's
cool. So that's what we did
like
for him.
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
Like, can I do that?
like
That's
it
incredible.
was awesome. We were looking for like just like sensory friendly or like
Yeah.
there's a lot of like autism gyms and stuff near us or gyms that'll do like
We
sensory
have a bunch
time.
of those. Like we have
Yeah,
a bunch of like sensory specific like
yeah,
things here. I mean, again, Miami very metropolitan, very,
right,
like there's all of
yeah,
the people, and then like we have, all sorts of people.
right,
So yeah, everybody needs to have all of the things. We have all of the accommodations for basically everybody.
right.
Anything that you can think of that you would need an accommodation for, 99% of the time I can find you somewhere in Miami that will accommodate.
I would say Columbus is pretty similar when you leave the Columbus area of Ohio. You ain't finding inclusivity.
Mm.
But I mean, the big cities, right? The big C's, you're going to find it in
I was
Cincinnati,
going to
Columbus,
say,
and
like, it's
Cleveland.
the same thing, but it's the exact same thing here.
Yeah.
You know, the not to get political, but like Miami or Florida is made out of a handful of big cities and a lot of not
Yeah.
big cities,
100%.
you
Same.
know? And the issue is that now people who think like the little towns are moving down into Florida. So our big cities are changing.
Yes. 100%. Well, you
So
get a bunch
that's
of
the whole
us
thing.
Ohioans. You get a bunch of
I mean, it's
non-Columbus
Florida,
Ohioans
guys.
coming down.
Stop, please.
No one wants to live here.
Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at.
No, everyone in Ohio comes to you.
I live in so much traffic.
See, Columbus has traffic, but nothing. Like if you drove here, you would be like, "This is amazing." So we're just a big circle. You can
Yeah,
get to everything in Columbus within 40 minutes, and that's like
that's
on a bad
insane.
day, right? So it's just a circle, our whole freeway system, and then there's offshoots from the circle to get to like the big halves of Columbus. My parents live on one side, and I live on the exact opposite. On our worst day, it's gonna be 40 minutes.
So, the same drive, if I were to drive to my office right now, right? No traffic, like whatever, it would take me 20 minutes. If I catch all of the red lights, it'll take me 20 minutes. When I have to go into the office that I need to be at the office by 8:30 in the morning, it takes me anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours.
That's insane. I could not do that. Like, I just couldn't do it. And also the stereotype of like everyone in Ohio is nice is real. Like, obviously there's rude people everywhere, but like in
Nobody in
general,
Miami
like
is nice.
you let everybody merge. You get your turn signal on, you're coming over. I've seen you guys drive in Miami.
You've
Y'all are
seen us drive.
fighting. Y'all are
Oh, yeah,
fighting.
no, everyone's fighting. Everyone's fighting in Miami. Like, we have so many Instagram pages dedicated to just terrible Miami drivers, terrible Florida drivers,
That's so
you know,
funny.
just like the ridiculousness that people like try to get away with while driving. Like it's not I'm not proud of it.
Of
Like
course not.
I don't like being
But
clumped
that's
into that,
it's
but it
honestly
is my
though
reality.
it is unsafe though if everyone else is driving like that. It's actually unsafe for you to drive
It
normally
is.
because you will get hurt, right? Like that's the whole thing of like on the freeway. Ohio's kind of not done away with speed limits, but like you will get in more trouble going too slow than you will for
Yeah.
going too fast. Now, if you're going, 90, that's different, right?
Yeah, no,
But
of
like the
course.
speed limit's 75, like you need to be going 75. But if everyone else is going 85 and you're going 70 on the freeway, that's a problem. You're going to get hurt. Your reaction time is now slower.
Yep.
Like it's it's so frustrating because like I'm such a rule follower. I'm a by the books instruction person. So it's
Yeah.
like this is how I'm supposed to drive. These are the rules of the road. If everybody follows them, everybody's safe. But that doesn't work
Nobody
because
follows
no
them.
one's following them. So I
Yeah.
have to uh, match, right?
Mhm.
Like
I get it. I get it. And listen, you've been in a car with me. You see how I drive. You see how Linton drives. Like him and I are very um safe, adventurous drivers. But yeah, what are we talking about?
yeah, we just started chatting, but okay. We'll end by talking about a couple of conspiracy theories, right? We're talking about ones that we like. Hey, there's no way I believe this. Like, you're just never gonna convince me. Are there any other than Avril Lavigne, like we just talked about, where you're like kind of side eyeing it? Like, I don't know.
Um, not to keep it like pop culture, but I've never believed in the like Larry's conspiracy where Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson are
Oh,
actually like in love with each other.
and we've been dating, like having kids separately to
Yeah,
like keep the media off of them.
yeah, exactly. That's one that like I because of the fact that I have a cousin who is like was firmly a One Directioner like at that peak age of
Yeah,
like how old I was when like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were like a
right.
thing, right? So she was like the target demo and is still the biggest Harry Styles
Loves
fan. Like
Harry.
she got tickets to his London show.
I love.
Like she's going. Um she is fully, like, fully convinced that Louis and Harry are together.
That's so crazy to
And I'm
me.
just
I
like,
need to hear
my
her talk
sweet
on
summer
this.
child, my sweet summer child. I love you. I love you. And she's like, you watch, it's gonna be like when Lance came out as gay. And I'm like, okay, okay, no.
Okay,
Because it's
no,
no, it's
that's
not the same. It's not the
maybe
same.
maybe it was fun to like okay what if when like they were still like really young, but like
Yeah.
at this point they're like really full-fledged adults with like actual other human beings
Children.
and
Yeah.
children and things. I think by now in the year of our Lord 2026, um they'd have been all right to come out, and I think they
Yeah.
probably would.
I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so.
At the very least, like there's no way they're like not that Harry is like
They would
super.
have, like, a beard. They would have, like, an entire beard life.
I think at least one of them would have come out as gay, like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not had to hide themselves. But I was trying to find the word. Like, it's not like Harry Styles is. I would imagine not super straight,
He's
and like
fluid.
he's very
He's
fluid in
fluid.
his
He's very
gender, right?
fluid.
Okay, I don't know a
Yeah.
lot about him, so I was trying to like I
He
think
I don't know
I don't know how he
like,
identifies, but
actually,
he's definitely, yeah.
but he's definitely fluid.
Yeah. So like they would have, if they were in love together. This is like a Dan and Phil. If you're an internet person, do you know the story of Dan and Phil?
I do know the story of
Okay.
Dan and
So
Phil.
I'm saying like if it were that situation, right? Like Dan and Phil were together. We didn't know that at the time, right? Everybody thought
Yeah,
so. But they both came out as gay. They weren't like hiding every aspect of their lives for
yeah,
this secret. They were just hiding that they were dating.
yeah.
If Harry and Louis were in that situation, why are they hiding everything? That doesn't even make like that's just
I don't
like
know.
so hard. Why would you do that to
Listen,
yourself?
listen, like, ship who you ship. Go write all of the fan fiction you want. Like,
Yeah. As long as the people involved haven't come out and been like, hey, this is like hurting my mental health. Stop writing this. Just go
yeah,
write the fan fiction
because
and
then
leave them alone about it.
yeah, because the internet is the internet,
Yeah,
right?
the
Because
internet's
then
gonna internet.
you have people like putting like posting horrible comments on like their actual significant
Yeah, that's what I'm
others,
saying. Like, stop doing
like
that. Go write fan fiction
that
for
that
this.
needs to like whatever. Believe what you want to believe. Ship who you want to ship,
Yeah,
but
fine.
like leave them out of it.
Yeah,
It's
they
their
don't
life.
care. That's I feel like there's a lot of those like pop culture ones where it's like, oh, this person's like actually,
Gaylor.
yeah. There was a big
That's
thing
gonna be
about.
the episode. I
I want
am
to hear
going
that.
to break down
Okay,
Gaylor.
I know
That's the
almost
episode.
nothing.
That's
Almost
the
nothing.
episode. There is I mean, obviously, she is now engaged and soon to be married to Mr. Travis Kelsey. But there is a huge, huge, huge theory that she is at least bisexual, and before Travis, that she is fully gay. So, yeah, that would be
I,
that's gonna be the episode. That's
yeah,
gonna be your first
I
Taylor
actually
Swift.
don't want you to tell me anything else. I want to learn it.
No,
Like
that's
I
it.
want to.
That's it. That's it.
I'm gonna
That's it.
make like, oh, I have some THC popcorn. I'm gonna sit and eat that while you just talk
Oh,
to me about it.
yes.
It's got like a THC
Yes.
butter on it. It's really good.
Oh, that sounds
Sorry,
amazing.
but there, like, there were a lot of like pop culture-y things growing up where it's like, oh, these people are dating from this TV show or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And like if we want to consider that like conspiracy stuff, I heavy got into that shit.
I we'll do it like a case by case basis
Yeah.
because like I mean Britney and Justin dating because they were Britney and Justin and
Yeah.
not being real, like
Sure.
yes,
There
like
is
that
some
happens
truth to
all the
that.
time.
Yes.
Like there's so many times that like, oh wow, they started dating when they
Yeah.
met on this movie and now they're dating to promote the movie. Like while they're promoting the movie and
Right.
oh my god, the movie came out, they broke up. Like I don't that
Yeah.
happens all the
All the time.
time. Like but we'll definitely there's a few though. There's a
Yeah.
few. There's a
Like
few.
ones that like just transcended every,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it ended after Spider-Man or whatever, right? Like we weren't
Yeah.
concerned if Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone weren't dating anymore. Tom Holland and Zendaya are different. But is there good?
Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, we will have a conversation about
Okay,
because
okay.
uh have you seen La La Land?
I have not
Like
seen
the
La La
movie?
Land.
Okay, all right. So like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone still very very good friends, but like there's very hard conspiracies that like she's the one that got away for him and
Aw.
like it's yeah.
We need an episode where
Yeah.
we can break down like a couple of them. We could have like a couple like,
Yeah, we'll do a
celeb
handful of them for
couples. Yeah.
sure. For sure, for sure.
There's one that I
Um,
do really like though. That is not like, do I believe this scientifically? No, I do not. Do I just like it and I'm gonna decide to believe it because it doesn't matter? Yes. Just when they turned on the Hadron Collider, that was enough to like shift our to a new little timeline, and that's because around that time is when all the like Mandela effect stuff started happening for our generation. So it's like we kind of like bumped in that string theory line. If you think of string theory as a theory, like we just kind of bumped a little bit and it picked up and merged. And
stupid scientists.
stupid scientists, and that is why we're on a new timeline, and that's why everything's bad. So I love
I'm just
that.
looking for
I love blaming it on the Hadron Collider. Woohoo!
I like that. I've also heard that it all started with Harambe.
Listen, that is when everything started to get bad.
Like, bad, bad.
And honestly, we deserve the punishment.
We do. We have no one to
We
blame.
have
I
no one to
mean,
blame.
like, we as a people,
Yeah,
not
yes, we as
we like
humanity.
me and you.
Yes. We
Like,
as humanity
uh,
deserve to be
yeah,
punished for that.
because, on that note, is there anything else you wanna talk about before we start wrapping up?
Oh, I think in general, just saying like, we want to keep this fun and lighthearted. This was an intro episode. In future episodes, we're gonna have more of like a I don't know, like
Hopefully more of a structure, but
yeah,
we are partaking and we are elevating our
that's
minds. So if it goes
that's
off
the
into
point.
tangents, it's kind of what happens.
Yeah. But if you have ideas and things that you would like us to research for future episodes, this is a hyperfixation for me. I'm happy to dive in. And I was going to say this earlier, just this thought, and we can actually cut this part if we don't want to do it. But I think it would be so fun if for the video version, I create a slideshow for the Jersey Devil and I will present the slideshow to you. I think
Yes.
doing that so that I'm
PowerPoint.
not late because for behind the scenes, editing will be so much easier than me trying to insert all of the resources I have rather than pre-building the slideshow
The
and then it's
PowerPoint.
just already there and I just
Yeah.
present it. So I'm gonna build a PowerPoint. I'll do that
I like
for
that.
next
I like
episode.
that. I like that a lot, actually.
I think that that'll be really fun. We'll go through and I will
I like
present
that
to
a lot.
you the Jersey Devil.
I'm so excited. You can follow us everywhere on Meta, I guess, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitter because I will legitimately never call it X. I don't even know if we're actually going to be using Twitter, just because why would we? And you and on YouTube and on Twitch, it's at Hi There Bestie, and that's HIGHTHERE, bestie with an IE. We please like send us DMs
Yeah.
of your favorite conspiracy theories, folklores, legends that you want us to talk about, or maybe we've never heard of it, so we need to do a bunch of research on it. DM us, comment, however you want to get in contact. Send us a carrier pigeon. It's fine.
If birds are real.
If birds are real.
Birds are real. We are a brand new podcast though. Thank you for watching this episode. We are not above begging. Go subscribe and like, leave a review. Just post it about. I think that it'll be really fun for us to continue to do this regardless. But we want to know
Share
that you
with your
guys like it.
friends.
Yes, share it with your friends. Share it with your grandma.
Shout out to Ethan Edgell who made our cover art. His info is going to be in the description. We love you, Ethan.
Okay, I think that's about it. So until next week, I've been Mose.
And I've been Eni. And remember, anxiety is literally just conspiracy theories about yourself.
Bye,
Bye.
bestie.